And then from there, from the seat you're in, just make your way onto your hands and knees and tabletop. Stacking your shoulders right over your wrists, your hips right over your knees. Go ahead and inhale, lift the heart, lift the hips gently into cow pose, and then exhale, rounding into cat. We'll just move through a couple more like that. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, rounding. You can keep going with that movement on your own time with your own breath. If you want to add anything, maybe circle the hips around a little bit. And exploring, feeling into your own body. And then go ahead and reach the hips back towards child's pose. Reach your fingertips forward. Lengthening the back body, stretching there for a moment. And then begin to lift the hips away from the heels, kind of rounding the back through that cat shape. Find length, kind of like a plank pose on your knees. And then just do one push-up. Reach your hips back towards your heels. We'll do one more like that, rounding to shift forward to that plank on your knees, one push-up. And then come back to tabletop, so you might need to slide your hands back under the shoulders a little bit. Reach your right leg straight back behind you. Lower the right toes down to the mat tucked, and lift your left knee to the chest. And then send your left leg back, three-legged down dog. Inhale there. Exhale, bring the left knee forward towards the chest. Just one more like that. Inhale to reach that leg back. Hips lift. Exhale, shift forward, knee to chest. Tap your left knee side to side, kind of arm to arm. Keep the belly lifted, the core engaged. And then go ahead and lower your left knee down under the left hip. Lift the right leg up behind you. Flex your right foot. Bring that right knee towards the right shoulder. You can kind of look towards the knee. Send that leg straight back behind you. Cross the right leg over to the left and just tap the toes down. You can look back towards the foot if you want to. One more like that. Inhale, lift the leg. Exhale, right knee to right shoulder. Inhale, reach the leg back. Exhale, cross the leg over to the left, tap the toes down, and then lift it back up. Pause here for a moment, keep reaching through that right foot, square the hips, and then reach your left arm forward. You can stay right there and balance if you want to. You can bend the leg behind you and catch the foot, kicking that right foot into the left hand, pushing the ground away, lifting the belly. Breathing there. And then bring your left hand down. Reach your right leg back behind you. Lower your right toes down onto the mat. And then just step your left foot into downward facing dog. So both feet on the mat, both hands on the mat. Take a couple big deep breaths there. Feel free to move around. Bend one knee at a time. Let the hips move. Just exploring this shape a little bit. Feel the whole palm of each hand on the mat. Spread your fingers a little bit. Lots of breath. And then gently bring your knees back onto the mat. Reach your hips back. Find that child's pose again. Fingertips reach forward. Round the upper back as you shift forward to that plank on your knees. One push-up. Reach your hips back towards your heels. Again, rounding forward to plank on the knees. One push-up. This time just sliding the hands back a little bit to tabletop. Send your left leg back behind you. And then lower the left toes down. tucked on the mat so that you can lift the right knee towards the chest. Inhale. Exhale, send that right leg back, three-legged down dog. Again, knee to chest, come forward. And then reach those right toes back behind you. Bring the knee forward one more time and pause. Tap your right knee side to side, arm to arm. Keep lifting your belly, pushing the ground away. Lower your right knee down under your right hip. Lift your left leg up behind you. Flex the left foot, bring the left knee towards the left shoulder. You can look towards that knee. Send the leg back behind you. Cross your left leg over to the right a little bit. Tap the toes down, keep the belly lifted. Lift that leg back up. Just one more like that. Knee to shoulder. Extend the leg back. Tap your toes over to the right a little bit. Lift back up. Pause here. Reach your right arm forward, find your balance. Keep lifting the belly, keep lengthening and reaching. You can stay right here, or maybe bend the leg and reach the right hand back, catching the foot. Kicking the foot into the hand, pushing the ground away, belly lifts. And then release your right hand down. Extend that left leg back, bring the toes down tucked. Find that downward facing dog again. Both hands on the mat, both feet on the mat. Breathing there. Go ahead and walk your hands back towards your feet. Pausing at the back of your mat in a forward fold. You can bend your knees, you can take the feet wider if that feels better. Kind of let your chest rest on the legs. Nod the head yes. Shake your head no. Open and close your mouth a couple times, just stretching the jaw. And then slide your thumbs into the opposite elbow crease. Try to lengthen the elbows down towards the mat. Release the head and neck, maybe sway side to side. You can bounce a little bit. If it feels better to just be still, then do that. And then go ahead and release your elbows. Root the feet down, maybe spread the toes. Feel all four corners of each foot grounding into the mat. Bend the knees a little more, lift the belly and round to come all the way up. Head comes up last. Hands stay down by your side. And then just shrug your shoulders up, back, and down. One more like that. Shoulders lift up, back and down. Inhale to reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to prayer in front of the heart, and then just interlace your fingers and rotate your wrists a couple times. From there, reach your palms forward. You can kind of round the upper back, bend the knees, tucking the pelvis slightly, and then reach the palms up towards the ceiling, really lengthening here. Go ahead and release the fingers. So you're just reaching straight up, and then a little side to side stretch. Breathing there. Good. Place the fingertips on the shoulders and kind of swim the elbows forward a couple times. Just loosening up the upper back a little bit, the neck. And then backstroke, elbows in the opposite direction, circling. Good. From there, interlace the fingers behind the head, elbows wide. Go ahead and lift the chest towards the ceiling. Be aware of the lower back. Keep trying to lengthen and lift, engage the belly to support that back bend. And then crown of the head straight up to the sky, the ceiling, and just begin to rotate. One elbow forward, other elbow back. Gentle little twists, getting taller with each rotation, lengthening up. And then go ahead and release the arms. Keep twisting, a little softer in the knees, a little more freedom in the body. And then just taking a moment to be still, feel your feet ground down. Place one hand over the heart center, the chest, other hand over the belly. Feeling for that breath again, that rise and fall as you inhale and exhale. Maybe closing the eyes for a moment, possibly setting an intention or making an offering if you'd like. And then on your next inhale, go ahead and reach the arms back up. Exhale to bow forward. Inhale to lift halfway, reach the crown of the head forward, and then exhale, walk your hands forward to plank. Pause there for a moment, pushing the ground away, lifting the belly, strong, active legs. See if you can tap opposite hand to opposite shoulder, side to side a couple times. And then both hands on the mat, right into mountain climbers. You can go super slow motion, a little bit faster if you want to. And then back to plank. Shift forward a little bit, lower all the way down onto your belly. Untuck your toes, take the fingertips wide on the mat, lifting from the back of the neck to kind of roll up through the spine. And then reach the heart forward and down. One more time, rolling up and pause. See if you can bring your left shoulder in, look over to the right. Inhale back through center. Right shoulder in, look left. Inhale back through center, reach the heart forward and down. Bring your hands close to the rib cage. Push into the tops of the feet and see if you can come up into plank on the tops of the feet. Imagine you're sliding the feet towards the hands. And then one more time, knees wide, hips reach back. Child's pose. From there, right into downward facing dog. From here, lift the heels and just begin to tiptoe the feet towards the hands, little steps forward. Slide your left foot behind the left hand, the right foot behind the right hand. Bend your knees, reach your hips straight back, reach your fingertips forward. You're trying to create a flat back, belly's engaged, feet are pushing down into the ground to really activate the legs. Just one more breath here. Release into your forward fold. Inhale to come all the way up, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands to prayer in front of the heart. You can step your feet together at the top of the mat. Inhale, arms reach back up. Exhale to bow forward. Inhale to lift halfway, lengthen. Exhale, step your right foot back to a lunge and pause there for a moment. And then begin to lengthen your front leg any amount, bend the back knee. Shift the hips back, little bit of a stretch. One more like that. Inhale to shift forward. And then exhale to shift back. Inhale, shift forward, step your left foot back to plank. And then flowing through however you'd like, moving through that chaturanga push-up to upward facing dog or low cobra. Making your way back to downward facing dog. Remembering that you can always modify. Please feel free to skip anything you need to skip. Add anything you want to add. Take really good care of yourself. Keep that breath going. From here, just reach your right leg back behind you. Flexing the toes, reaching through the heel. Hips are square for this one. Just lengthening both sides of the body. And then step that right foot in between the hands. Slide your fingertips forward, push off your back leg, reach through that left heel. Inhale here, exhale, both knees bend, left knee to chest. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to bend. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, left foot meets right. Release into your forward fold. Inhale to come up, reach your arms up. Exhale, right back into your forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, step your left foot back to your lunge and pause for a moment there. Go ahead and lengthen that front leg, bend the back leg, shift the hips back. Inhale to shift forward. Exhale to shift back. Inhale, shift forward, step your right foot back to plank, pausing. And then flow through however you'd like. Again, that push-up, up dog or low cobra, downward facing dog. Skipping anything you need to skip, adding anything you want to add. Send your left leg back behind you, flex the toes, reach through the heel. Step your left foot forward in between the hands, slide the fingertips forward. Push off that back leg, reach through your right heel, inhale. Exhale, both knees bend, right knee to chest. One more like that, inhale to lengthen. Exhale to bend. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right foot meets left. Release into your forward fold. Inhale to come all the way up. Reach your arms up. Exhale to bow forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, hop or step your feet back. Again, making your way to downward facing dog, however you want to get there. Connecting to your breath, take your time. Reach that right leg back behind you, big inhale. Exhale, step the foot in between the hands. Come right up to your high lunge, crescent lunge, arms reach up. Squeeze the feet towards each other to activate the legs. Be aware of the front rib cage. Try to knit the front ribs together and down just a little bit. Inhale here, exhale, bend the elbows, bend the back knee. Really feel that strength in the back body. Inhale to come back up. Exhale, back knee forward. Just test your balance for a moment. Left knee to the chest. Step your left foot back to crescent lunge. Arms reach up. And then open to warrior two. Beautiful. Squeezing the heels towards each other a little bit to activate the legs. Stack your shoulders right over the hips. Soften the shoulders a little bit. Make sure your jaw is relaxed. And then on your next inhale, lengthen the front leg. Reach both arms up. Good. Exhale to lower down. Two more like that. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Beautiful. Exhale to lower. One more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lower. From here, spin to the side of your mat, so toes in a little bit and heels out. Bring the hands to the hips. Inhale to lift the heart towards the ceiling, and then exhale, hinge the hips back, coming into your forward fold. You can always bend your knees. Bring the hands down to the mat underneath you, kind of lifting the chest a little bit, lifting the belly, lengthening the back body. Sweep your right arm up, little bit of a twist. And then you're gonna give yourself a hug, right arm over left arm. The fingertips kind of reach around the back body. And then right hand down, left arm up. Left arm crosses over right arm, strong active legs, give yourself a hug. Left hand down, right arm reaches up again. This time you're gonna reach your right fingertips back behind you. So just a big circle with that right arm. And then forward, up and back. One more like that. Opening that shoulder. Place the back of the right hand on your lower back or sacrum. Let that right shoulder open as you inhale, and then exhale, let that right shoulder kind of lower down towards the mat, any amount. Bend the knees if you'd like. Inhale, lift that shoulder up. Exhale, shoulder lowers down, knees bend. One more like that. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Walk your hands to the back of your mat. Lunging at the back of your mat, framing the left foot, step your left foot back to plank. And then flow through however you'd like. Making your way to downward facing dog again. From down dog facing the back of your mat, lift the right leg to the sky. Step your right foot in between the hands. Reach your right arm up into a twist. You can rotate that right wrist a couple times if you'd like. And then bring your right hand down inside the right foot. Spin your back heel down and trace your left arm up. Pausing there for a moment. Extended side angle. If you prefer to reach your left arm alongside the ear, you can. If you need a little more space and you want to slide that right arm onto the right leg, you can choose that option. Just 2 more deep breaths wherever you are. Anything you want with the arms. Lengthen the lower back. Feel your feet on the mat. And then come back up to warrior 2. Turn so you're facing the other side of the mat, and then spin your toes out and your heels in. Let your knees bend. Lengthen the tailbone down towards the mat. Inhale to reach the arms up. Exhale, bend the elbows out to the side. See if you can hover your heels off the mat. Lower your heels down, sweep your right arm under the left arm for eagle arms. Drop the shoulders down, inhale, a little lift of the elbows. Exhale, elbows towards the belly, round the upper back. And then coming back up, keep the arms wrapped, lunge towards the front of your mat. That left leg is forward, right leg back. We're gonna find eagle, bringing that right leg up and over the left. Crossing. Really squeeze the legs together. Keep lengthening the back body. Imagine you're trying to pull your arms apart. Good. From eagle, unravel and just step back to your crescent lunge. Arms reach up. Pulse the back knee down and up 3 times. Any depth. Bring your hands to prayer in front of the heart. Bring that right elbow over the left leg. Hugging that left hip back and in a little bit. Sternum towards the thumbs. You can hold here or pulse your back knee down and up 3 more times. Totally optional. And then look down at your left toes. You're gonna step that right foot forward. Keep your right arm and left leg connected. Push into the heels for a moment. Push into that right foot and see if you can lift your left foot up. Coming as upright as possible just for a moment. Stepping that foot back down. Stepping your right foot back, right into that same lunge twist. And then from here, you're gonna unravel, opening to warrior two. This time in warrior two, reach your left fingertips forward, slide that right hip back as you shift into triangle. Left leg is long, but it's always okay to have a micro bend in that knee, especially if you tend to be hyperextended in that leg. Keep both sides of the body super long, engaged. You can look anywhere you want, but just pay attention to those details. Keep the breath going. Come back up to warrior two. Facing the side of the mat again, this time bring your hands to prayer in front of the heart. You're gonna bend into your right knee and lower your hips all the way down into your side lunge. Just taking a moment there. Hands can be down for support. You can do anything you want with your arms. And then make your way back towards the front of your mat, lunging. Drop your back knee down, untuck the toes, and draw your hips back, flexing the left toes towards you, pulling that left heel, left hip back as you reach the heart forward. Maybe shift front to back a few more times, or you can just stay in that stretch if that feels better. The next time you shift forward, pause. See if you can lift that right foot towards you. So pulling the heel towards you, the left arm will reach around to catch your right foot for that quad stretch. Sending your right hip forward and down towards the mat. You can kick the right foot away from you or pull it towards you. Different variations. Maybe you're down on that right forearm for a deeper stretch. Good. From there, release that foot. Bring the arms up. Inhale. And then exhale, interlace the fingers behind the lower back. Reach the knuckles down towards the mat, lift the heart. And then tuck your right toes, lift that right knee off the mat. From here, just step your right foot forward, landing in chair pose. Keep the fingers interlaced, heels root down, spine is long. And then bring the chest towards the thighs, keep your knees bent, reach the knuckles towards the ceiling, release the head and the neck. Try to lift your shoulders away from your ears. And then slowly coming up, push into that right foot, lift the left knee towards the chest. Extend your left leg back, kind of moving through warrior three. You can bend your right knee if that's helpful. You're gonna bring your right hand down, left arm up, opening the hips for half moon. Expanding, reaching, lengthening, reaching through that heel. Breathing. Bring the left hand down, square your hips to the mat, bend the standing leg if that's helpful. Sweep your right arm up, revolved half moon just for a moment. And then right hand down. Lower your left foot down behind you for pyramid stretch. Lengthening that front leg, drawing the right hip back and in. Breathing. Good. From pyramid, begin to spin all 10 toes to the right. You're gonna slide that right foot onto the left inner thigh for that variation of side plank in tree pose. Of course, you can do something else. You can skip this. breathing for a moment. Try to keep that right foot in tree pose. Bring the right hand back onto the mat. And then from here, slide the right shin kind of right underneath the chest. So not quite all the way into pigeon. Keep your back toes tucked. Drop your back knee down. Your hips are supposed to be lifted a little bit. Squeeze everything in towards each other and just reach your arms up for a moment. Engaging the legs, engaging your center. And then bring the hands down. Lift that back knee, squeeze your right knee to the right tricep. Optional push-up. If you're working on that push-up, maybe you can hover the back toes off the mat for a moment. And then from there, right into pigeon, bringing that right shin forward, stretching your left toes back. Go ahead and take a couple deep breaths here. Soften the forehead, the jaw, the shoulders. Try to reach your right sitting bone back towards that left foot a little bit. Good. Begin to walk the hands in, lift your chest a little bit away from the ground and tuck your back toes. Go ahead and lift that back knee off the mat. Reach your right leg back behind you, three-legged down dog. Let the knee bend and let the hip open for a moment. Get that big stretch. And then send your right leg straight out to the right. See if you can sweep that right foot forward, step your right foot outside the right hand, ending up in that runner's lunge, both hands inside the right foot. And then just lift the hips, step your left foot outside the left hand, and begin to lower your hips down towards the mat into your squat. Fingertips reach forward. Inhale here, exhale to come all the way up. Just two more like that. Inhale to lower, exhale to lift. One more lower, and lift. Lower all the way down into a seat. Use your hands if you need to. We're gonna find boat pose, floating the feet up, engaging the belly, lifting the heart. Feel free to bend the knees if that feels better. Inhale here, exhale, lower to hover. Inhale to come back up. Exhale, hover. One more like that. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hover. Hands behind the head, right into bicycle. Opposite knee to opposite elbow. You can go as fast or as slow as you'd like. Go ahead and hug the knees in towards the chest. Let the back of the head and shoulders rest down. Pause for a moment. If you want to rock side to side, you can. And then reach your feet up towards the ceiling and just rotate the ankles a couple times. Flex and point the toes. And then lower soles of the feet onto the mat, setting up for bridge pose. Fingertips reach towards the heels. Push into your feet, lift the hips. Keep reaching kneecaps forward, sitting bones towards the backs of the knees. Inhale here, and then exhale, roll through the spine. Lower your hips down and just reach your fingertips back behind you. We're just gonna do two more like that. Inhale, lifting the hips, reaching forward. Exhale, lowering the hips and reaching back. Good, one more. Inhale, lift the hips, reach forward. Exhale, rolling through the spine, lowering down, reaching back. Hug the knees in towards the chest again. This time begin to rock back to front. We're going to rock all the way up onto our feet. Right into chair pose. Rooting the heels down. Lengthening the back body. Maybe sit a little deeper. Inhale to come all the way up. Exhale to bow forward. Inhale to lift halfway, and then exhale, hop or step back. Flowing through however you'd like. Making your way back to downward facing dog. Taking a big deep breath there. And then inhale, send your left leg back behind you. Exhale, step that left foot in between the hands. Come all the way up to high lunge, crescent lunge, arms reach up. Squeeze the feet towards each other. Notice the rib cage. Bend the elbows, bend the back knee, lower down. Inhale to come back up. Exhale, back knee forward, find your balance. Step back to your lunge, arms reach up. Open to warrior two. Take a moment there, really strong active legs, strong center. Soften your shoulders. Always trying to pair effort and ease. And then inhale, reach both arms up, lengthen that front leg. Exhale to lower down. Two more like that. Inhale and exhale. One more. Good, go ahead and face the side of the mat, toes in and heels out, hands on the hips. Inhale to lift the heart, exhale, hinge the hips back, reach the crown of the head forward, lower into that forward fold. Remembering that you can always bend your knees. Place the hands right underneath the chest. And then inhale to reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, give yourself a hug, wrap left arm over right, strong legs, belly engaged. You can always bend your knees. Left hand down, right arm reaches up. Give yourself a hug, right arm over left. Last one of those, right hand down, left arm reaches up. This time you're gonna reach your left fingertips back behind you. Another big circle with that left arm reaching forward. Up and back. One more. And then land the back of the left hand on the sacrum, the lower back. Inhale, lift the shoulder. Exhale, bend the knees and let that shoulder rotate down towards the ground. Inhale, lift the shoulder, maybe look up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bend the knees, shoulder lowers down. Just one more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. This time, walk the hands to the back of the mat, lunging there. Step your right foot back to plank and flow through however you'd like. From your down dog, inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step that left foot in between the hands. Reach your left arm up into your twist, opening across both shoulders. Maybe rotate the left wrist a couple times. Left hand inside the left foot, spin your back heel down, and trace that right arm up. Good, actively rooting the feet down. You can choose a different arm variation if you'd like for that extended side angle. Just a couple more breaths. Strong legs. Pushing back up to warrior two. Good. Face the side of the mat. This time take your toes out and your heels in. Let your knees bend. Let the tailbone kind of lengthen down towards the mat. Good. Inhale, reach your arms up. Beautiful. Exhale, bend the elbows. See if you can hover your heels. Perfect. Lower the heels down, reach the arms back up, and then bring your left arm under the right for eagle arms. Good. Inhale, a little lift of the elbows. Exhale, elbows towards the belly, round the upper back. Inhale to come back up. Keep the arms wrapped, lunge towards the front of your mat. You'll bring that left knee forward, finding your balance, crossing left leg over right. Keep lengthening the back body, engaging the belly, long neck. Check in with your breath. And then just unraveling right back into that lunge. So left foot back, arms reach up. Pulse your back knee down and up 3 times, any depth. And then hands to prayer, hinge the hips back, bring that left arm over the right leg. Long spine, belly engaged. Lower and lift that back knee 3 times. Optional. Look down at your right toes, step your left foot forward. Keep that left arm, right leg connected. Push into the left foot. See if you can pick your right foot up. Lower that right foot down. Keep that arm and leg connection. Push into the right foot. Step your left foot back. And then unravel to warrior 2. Good. Reach the right fingertips forward, draw your left hip back as you shift into triangle. Both sides of the body long, feet anchoring down. Choosing where to look, noticing the details, staying present. Maybe get a little lighter in that right hand if you're using it for support. Come back up to warrior 2. Good. Face the side of the mat again, hands to prayer. Begin to bend into your left knee for your side lunge. Beautiful. Lowering down any amount, any depth. Hands can come down. You can reach one arm up. Make your way back towards the front of your mat. Lunging. Lower your back knee down. Untuck the toes. Draw the hips back, stretching here for a moment. You can stay there if that stretch feels good, or just keep shifting front to back. And then we'll all shift forward. See if you can bring your left heel in towards you. Reach the right arm around to stretch that quad. Sending the left hip forward and down a little bit. Maybe kicking the foot away from you or pulling it towards you. You can always lower onto the forearm. From there, releasing that foot. Coming up with the arms. Interlace the fingers behind the lower back. Try to bring your opposite thumb on top, so maybe the grip that feels a little more awkward. And then tuck your back toes, lift that knee. From here, lifting the heart for a moment. And then just stepping your back foot forward to meet the front. Bend the knees, lift the heart again, reach the knuckles down, and then chest towards the thighs. Releasing the head and the neck, rooting the feet into the mat. Try to lift your shoulders away from the ears, give the neck a little more space. Push down into the feet as you come up. You're going to pick your right foot up right away. Extend your right foot forward, lifting, lengthening, And then sweep that right leg back, just passing through warrior three. Right away, releasing the left hand down, right arm up for half moon. Expanding, lengthening, lots of energy in the limbs. And then release your right hand down. You can bend the standing leg, square your hips, sweep your left arm up for a moment. Long spine. Left hand down, find that pyramid stretch. So just lower the right foot onto the mat. Your feet can be closer together or farther apart. Find a stretch that feels good to you. From here, begin to spin your toes to your left and then slide that left foot into tree pose, Vashisthasana, or any variation of your side plank. And then try to keep that foot in tree pose. Bring your left hand onto the mat as you come into plank. Lower the left shin kind of right underneath your hips. Keep your right toes tucked. Bring the right knee onto the mat. A little bit of a weird one. Really engage the legs by squeezing them towards each other. Engage your center. Reach the arms up for a moment. Hands come back down. Tuck the back toes. Lift that knee. Squeeze your left knee towards the left shoulder. Optional push-up. Some of you might be able to hover the right foot off the mat for a moment. And then from there, right into pigeon, bringing that left shin forward and all the way down. Right toes reaching back. Releasing there. Couple breaths. Make sure you're not gripping in the jaw, the shoulders. Relax your forehead. Try to send your left sitting bone back towards that right foot just a little bit. And just sliding the hands in, tucking your back toes, lift that knee and send that left leg back to three-legged down dog. Let your left knee bend, let the hip open, and then send your left foot straight out to the left. Begin to shift the weight forward into the hands and step your left foot outside the left hand, finding that lunge. Just for a moment, and then lift the hips, step your right foot outside the right hand, and lower down into your squat. Fingertips reach forward. Inhale here, exhale, push the feet into the ground to come all the way up. As you exhale, inhale to lower, exhale to lift. Just two more like that. Lower back down and pause. You can stay here this time. You can hang out in a forward fold if that feels better. Or maybe take a moment to practice crow. Planting the hands, squeezing knees into triceps. Maybe one foot lifts, maybe the other. Heart reaching forward, activate the fingers to help you balance. Keep lifting and engaging the belly, the hips. We'll meet in a forward fold. Take your time. And then when you're ready, left hand down, bend that left knee, reach your right arm up. Just pause there for a moment. And then right hand down, bend the right knee, reach your left arm up. Left hand down, inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, hop or step back. Flowing through however you'd like. From your down dog, walk your hands back towards your feet again. Back of the mat, forward fold. Bend the knees, engage the belly, round to come all the way up. Hands stay down by your sides. Shrug the shoulders up, back, and down. We'll do a little more balancing before we finish up. Pull that right knee in towards the chest. Interlace the fingers around your right shin or knee. Really lengthening, standing as tall as you can. And then step just a little step up the mat. So right foot, maybe a foot in front of your left foot. And then the left leg is going to lift behind you, warrior three. Bend the standing leg, really reach with that left heel, reach your fingertips straight out to the side. Flat back, belly engaged. And then bring your left knee in towards the chest. Catching that shin or knee, standing tall. Step your left foot just a little bit up the mat in front of the right foot. And then your right leg lifts back behind you. Left knee bends, fingertips reach wide, long spine. Last one, bring that right leg up. Again, knee to chest, hugging the knee in, standing tall. Step your right foot to the top of the mat, somewhere near there. And then left leg lifts behind you. Bend the right knee, reach your fingertips wide. Lower the left toes down, crescent lunge, arms reach up. Open into warrior two again. Good. Both arms reach straight up, keep your right knee bent. Reach both arms back or to the side a little bit, kind of like reverse warrior. And then exhale, both arms reach towards the front of the mat, extended side angle, really using the core. Again, inhale, reverse. Exhale, both arms reach forward. Bring the hands down to frame the front foot. Right foot on top of left, Vashisthasana side plank. So toes spin to the right, right foot on top of left. Thread that right forearm underneath you. Reach your left arm up. Left hand behind the head, lift the elbow. Inhale here, exhale, lower that elbow down. Inhale, lift, feel the oblique, exhale, lower, just one more like that. Right into your forearm plank. Belly lifted, legs are strong, you're kind of squeezing elbows and toes towards each other. And then tiptoe the feet towards the elbows. Lift the hips high for dolphin pose. From dolphin, see if you can just push into your hands and hover the elbows and forearms off the mat right into downward facing dog. Lift the heels, bend the knees, hop or step to the top of the mat. Release into your forward fold. Inhale to come all the way up, reach your arms up. Exhale to bow forward. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, hop or step back. Making your way through. Probably the last one. Downward facing dog. Connecting to your breath once you arrive there. Walk your hands back towards the feet one more time. Forward fold at the back of the mat. Bend the knees, lift the belly round to come up. Head comes up last, hands stay down by your side. Shrug your shoulders up, back, and down. Finding your balance again, left knee lifts. You can interlace the fingers around the shin or the knee, standing really tall. Step your left foot just a little ways up the mat. Reach that right leg back behind you. Left knee bends, arms reach wide. Bring the right knee in towards the chest. Catch that knee or shin. Stand tall. Step your right foot just a tiny bit up the mat. Arms wide as you bend the standing leg. Lift the left leg behind you. Left knee towards the chest to come up. Last one. Standing tall. Left foot steps towards the top of the mat. Arms reach wide as you lift the back knee, lengthen that leg, bend the standing leg. Lower your right toes down, crescent lunge, arms reach up, and then open to warrior two. Inhale, reach the arms up, keep your front leg bent. Reverse warrior, really lengthening. Inhale and then exhale, extended side angle. Reaching with the arms, one more like that. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, reach. Bring the hands down to frame the front foot. Spin your toes to the left, left foot on top of right. Vashisthasana, side plank. Thread your left forearm onto the mat to switch sides. Forearm side plank, right arm lifts. Right hand behind the head, inhale, lift the elbow, exhale, lower down. Two more like that, inhale, lift, exhale, lower, one more. Forearm plank. Pausing there for a moment, belly lifting, spine long. Tiptoe the toes in towards the elbows as you lift the hips high for dolphin. In dolphin, if you want to lift one leg at a time, you can. Some of you might want to add a little hop. We're going to meet in child's pose, so whenever you're ready, knees down wide, hips back. And then go ahead and walk your hands in towards the knees, sitting tall. Again, you can sit on your heels, you can sit cross-legged. We're just gonna take a few moments here to be still. A very short seated meditation. Take your time kind of settling in, and then when you feel ready, let your eyes close. Feel for that sense of grounding down with the legs, lengthening up with the crown of the head. The back of the neck stays really long. And then even though there's effort required to sit up tall and straight, try to soften your forehead. Relax your jaw. Feel the shoulders drop down. Using the breath to kind of bring that sense of calm into the body. Try to lengthen those inhales and exhales. If you made an offering at the beginning of class or set an intention at the beginning of class, just return to that for a moment, reconnect with that. Or you can think of one quality you'd like to embody as you go about your day today. How would you like to show up for yourself? How would you like to show up for each other, your work, your play? And then go ahead and just bring the hands together in front of the heart. Rub the palms together for a moment. Create a little bit of heat, a little bit of sensation. And then keeping the eyes closed, place the palms right over your eye sockets. Just take one big breath there. And then use the fingertips as you lift the palms away from the eyes and just give yourself a little bit of a scalp massage. Maybe massaging behind the ears a little bit. You can even gently pull on your ear lobes. And then bringing your fingertips to the back of the neck and just giving yourself a little bit of a massage there. And then take your time, moving slowly. You're just going to bring the legs forward in front of you. Make sure you have room behind you to lay down. And when you're set up, you're going to float the feet up one more time to boat pose. Knees can be bent, legs can be long. Lifting. Inhale, exhale, lower to hover. Spin your palms down towards the mat. Pump the arms. You can always do this with bent knees if that feels better on the lower back. Sharp exhalations through the nose or the mouth. Hug the knees in towards the chest, back of the head and shoulders, rest down. You can rock side to side. From here, making your way into happy baby. And then kicking the feet up towards the hands, resisting a little bit with the arms. The arms pull down as the feet kick up. You can hang out there if that feels good. You can move into any stretch, reaching with the legs, maybe an inversion, plow, shoulder stand, headstand, handstand if those are part of your practice, any twisting, any deeper back bends, bridge, wheel pose. You should be warmed up for all of that. Just taking the next few moments to complete your practice in any way that feels good to you. Resting whenever you're ready to rest. Of course, taking your time if you're not there yet, but once you do land in Shavasana, just releasing all effort from the body. Feeling for that softness, that sense of letting go. While you rest, go ahead and place one hand over the heart, other hand over the belly. Feel for that rise and fall of the breath, expanding as you inhale, emptying out, letting go as you exhale. Remembering that we come together to do this practice not only for ourselves, but for the greater good of all beings. May you, your loved ones, may all beings everywhere have peace. May all beings know and see their own beauty, their own wisdom, their own strength. May all beings feel loved. Please continue to rest longer if you have the time, if your schedule allows. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. As always, it really is a privilege and a pleasure to have this time with you, to practice with you. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Love and light from my heart to yours. Namaste.